All right, let's talk about a problem that gets so many of us completely stuck: overthinking. And for this one, we're going to turn to a pretty surprising guide, an ancient text called the Bhagavad Gita that has some incredibly modern and practical solutions.
You know that feeling, right? Your mind is just racing, playing back conversations, worrying about what's next, and you just feel completely trapped. Well, you're definitely not alone, and there is a way to break free.
This right here, this is basically the soundtrack to an overthinking mind. It's this never-ending chaotic loop of stuff that already happened or stuff that might happen. It's a mental storm that totally keeps us from living in the here and now. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to really understand this overthinking trap. Then, we'll turn to our guide for 3 really powerful insights. And finally, we'll put it all together to map out a clear path to getting some peace and quiet in your head. So what exactly is this trap? Well, think of it like being mentally paralyzed. We get so lost worrying about what we did yesterday or what could go wrong tomorrow that we completely miss our chance to actually do something today. And here's the most important part to get. This endless mental cycle, it steals your power. It robs you of the only time you can actually make a real difference, and that's right now. So let's get to our guide for this whole journey. Now, it's really important to know that the Bhagavad Gita isn't just some religious book. It's actually something way more practical that you can use in your everyday life. And what's so cool about this is how it reframes this ancient wisdom. It's not presented as some abstract philosophy, but as a direct, potent medicine for the stress and the mental clutter we all deal with today. Okay, here it is, the first major insight. And honestly, this is a total game changer for breaking that cycle of overthinking. It completely flips where we think we should be putting all our energy. Just think about that for a second. This is such a powerful idea. It's saying, look, your only job is to do the work, to give it your absolute best. The outcome, the fruit of that work, that's not yours to control, and it's not yours to worry about. Your entire focus should just be on your effort. And this example just lays it out so perfectly. You've got employee A who's totally paralyzed, obsessing over something they have zero control over, what their boss will think. Meanwhile, employee B is pouring all of their energy into what they can control, making their work great. And the result? Not only is the work better, but they have a real sense of peace. All right, so let's build on that with our second key principle. This one is all about getting some emotional freedom by really changing how we feel about results. The Gita actually explains that a lot of our suffering follows this super predictable and, let's be honest, painful pattern. We get attached to one specific outcome, which creates this intense desire. Then, when reality doesn't match up with what we wanted, we're just left angry and frustrated. But when you shift your focus, you totally break this cycle. So instead of being attached to some external thing like video views, you find real satisfaction in your own effort. You learn to handle the good times and the bad times with a kind of balance, knowing that neither one lasts forever. And that, right there, protects your peace of mind. So this brings us to our final and maybe the most empowering insight of all: how to take back control of that one thing that always feels so out of control: your own mind. This is such a fantastic metaphor, right? Your mind might be pulling you all over the road with random worries and distractions, but you're the one in the driver's seat. You have the final say on where to go. And this is the critical point. We often accidentally make the very thought patterns we hate even stronger. By focusing on negative thoughts, we're basically training our mind to just make more of them. It's literally like throwing fuel on a fire. But the solution is actually this beautifully simple 2-step process. First, change what you're feeding your mind. Like pouring clean water into a dirty glass, the good stuff will slowly push out the bad. And second, just take action on what you can control right now. That's what breaks the paralysis. Okay, let's wrap this up and summarize these 3 timeless lessons into a clear, actionable plan that you can literally start using today to get your mental space back. These 3 principles, this is your core toolkit. Focus on your effort, let go of the result, and always remember that you are the boss of your mind. This is your strategy for escaping that overthinking trap for good. And really, this is the ultimate question that this wisdom leaves us with. It's not about trying to silence your mind. It's about learning to lead it. The choice of whether it works for you or against you, that choice is yours to make, and you can start right now.